Okay, so you've heard me talk about the fact that the market has changed, and the market has changed. Don't get it twisted. This is actually very good news for nearly everybody involved. Let's talk about it. This is Steve, real estate agent with the Malone Realty Group, working with EXP, brokered by EXP Realty, serving North Georgia. Pleasure to talk to you today. So, we've been talking about really for the last couple of months that there is a discernible change in the market. A lot of this could be seasonal. Some of this could be just coming out of the crazy pandemic driven market that we saw. Some of it could be the buyers just being tapped out. Whatever it is, you look at the numbers, they're there. There's a drop. There's a drop in the number of buyers in the market. There's a drop in the a number of homes that get or the number of showings, I should say, per every listing. There's a drop in the average price sold in the last couple months. There are all these drops, all these numbers are showing that things have definitely slowed down. Again, we're in that time period where it typically does. We didn't see it last year because of the pandemic. This year, we're definitely seeing it as kids go back to school, get to the end of summer, everything kind of shuts down a little bit, picks back up after Labor Day in intensity. So here we are. We're past Labor Day. We're starting to see more listings come on the market. So what is the situation right now? Well, the situation right now is everything is still strong. So let's look at it from let's say from the buyer's standpoint. Actually, flip that. Seller standpoint first. Sellers, one of the reasons why people did not want to sell their house, obviously, is because of the pandemic. They didn't want somebody in their house that could potentially make them sick. The fact that we've had the increase in the vaccines, we've had the increase in people actually having COVID, and they have the natural immunity. We have different medical treatments for it now. So it's not the unknown that it was just 12 months ago. So for that reason, people are more likely to list their house and be comfortable with people coming in their house because they're not as worried about COVID as they were 12 months ago. Some people are, some people weren't worried about 12 months ago, whatever. Well, you can have the political fight with whoever you want to have the political fight with. We're just giving you the facts. Facts are people are more comfortable on the average today than they were 12 months ago. So people are more comfortable selling their house, number one. Number two, because of that, there are more homes coming on the market. With more homes coming on the market, there have been people on the sidelines saying, I'm not selling my house until there's more homes coming on the market. There's more homes coming on the market. So now those people are saying, maybe I'm going to sell my house. So for that reason, they're starting to put their house on the market. So we're starting to expand a little bit in this the seller pool of the homes that are on the market. Yes. Do we still have very low inventory? Yes, it's extremely low. It's still a seller's market, so don't get it twisted. If you are a buyer, you are still in a very strong seller's market. You are just not in a nuclear, hair on fire, oh my goodness, run, things are flaming kind of situation. It's still a seller's market, but things are better. We'll talk about buyers again in just a second. So for the sellers, again, because of COVID being in a better spot, they're feeling a little bit better. There's more homes on the market, so they're feeling better too. The other thing about this time of year, and so since we're going to treat this like it was a seasonal shift, you get into this time of year, man, everybody's busy. You got kids going back to school. You got high school football on Friday nights. You got college football on Saturdays. You got NFL on Sundays. Falcons broke my heart on Sunday, but whatever. We're not going to get into that. We're not going to dwell on that. Anyway, but people, and it's the fall, and in fall North Georgia, goodness gracious, you got so much stuff going on. You go apple picking, you go hiking and looking at leaves. You got all this stuff to do. North Georgia is fantastic in the fall. People got stuff going on, and then when they get into November, you're gonna have Thanksgiving, then you got Christmas, and then you got all the holidays, and you gotta go buy stuff, and people are trying to go on vacation, and just this time of year, people aren't looking for houses unless they absolutely have to. So the buyers that are in the pool right now, these are people who need a house. People typically don't kick the tires and check things out when we are, in the middle of fall, in the middle of winter time. That's a spring and summertime thing to do, to see maybe if I could find something, maybe we'll go move. Typically in the fall and winter, if somebody's looking to buy a house, they're looking to buy a house. So there may not be as many buyers, but they're going to be a little bit more motivated. So for sellers, it's a great time to get in the market because the buyers, they're going to be fewer of them, but the ones that you get, they're better bang for your buck. They are more likely to make a move. Okay, so from the seller's perspective, still a good time to sell because we're healthier. There's more homes for you to potentially move to, and the buyers are going to be a little bit more motivated. Now, the buyer side, it's still a good time to buy. This is a great time to buy. We've had buyers, goodness, I mean, last year, in the last 12 to 18 months, the buyers that we've had, you're putting in multiple offers. You're putting in, you're one of 20 offers on a house, 25 offers on a house. Everything's going well over asking price. There's nothing out there. As soon as it goes on the market, you need to go stand in line. Everybody's hanging out outside the house. It was just a surreal situation over the last 12 to 18 months. It's relaxed now. Oh my goodness. Yes, there's multiple offers, but it's not 25. Maybe it's 5 to 10. Some areas it's a little bit more. Some price ranges a little bit more. Are you paying, $25,000 over asking price? Probably not. Maybe it's more like 5 to 10. Maybe. On average. Maybe sometimes you don't have to. But there's more homes to choose from too. And there's fewer buyers for a couple of reasons. Number one, like we talked about, the tire kickers are just saying, hey, let's see what we can do. They're gone. The people coming from out of state because of the lockdowns in other states, they're gone because those states have worked those things out. So now we have a smaller buyer pool. So you got a little bit less competition out there. So that's good. More homes, a little bit less competition. The rates are still great. Are they up slightly? Yeah, since the beginning of the year, yeah. But on the average, it's only slightly, if at all. And they are going to go up. Now, they're not going to go from where they are now. They're not going to jump 2% in the next 12 months. Could they jump 0.5% to 1%? Possibly. And then you're talking about losing out on, hundreds, maybe thousands of dollars of buying power every year on a house. So I would say, take advantage of historically low rates. And I was talking to a buyer earlier today where we talked about how, we look at the rates now compared to where they've been historically. Some people are getting, thinking, oh, it's in the low threes. Maybe they were going to wait. And it's like, we are splitting hairs if we're fighting over being in the low threes. When just a couple of years ago, I was in the 4s and 5s. And where was it in the 80s and 90s? So, yeah, don't get freaked out about the rates have come up. They are historically crazy low. Go jump on it. So because of that, the buyers are still holding in there. More houses. The rates are still low. And the other thing is the construction prices are a little more in check now because some of the building costs are coming back down. You remember lumber went kind of bananas sideways earlier this year. That's come back down. And because of COVID, all these things are going to kind of up and down, up and down. You're going to have shortages of this, shortages of that. It's going to take a good couple of years before everything irons out. But I think the trend is for everything to kind of slowly iron out and slowly level out. And with more new construction coming on the market, that's going to alleviate some of the prices. If there's only like a few neighborhoods going in, they're going to have high prices because you can justify it for supply and demand. If you have lots of new neighborhoods going in, then all of a sudden the prices have to stay in check. If you have more houses coming on the market, the prices have to stay in check. So for that reason too, buyers, the prices are going up, but they're not going up astronomically. So buyers have a little bit more breathing room than they had. So the reality is, yes, things have slowed down. Yes, things are not as crazy as they were, but that is good news for sellers because you got a place to go. It's good news for sellers because now you got buyers in there that are really focused on buying. They're not kicking the tires. They're focused on buying. And if you're a buyer, you got more homes. You still got great rates. And the prices aren't going super crazy bananas right now. So for both sides, things are looking good right now. This is a great time to get into it. What's going to happen next year? That's a great question. We'll have to see how it all plays out. The thought process is next year is going to be another solid year. We're going to have more houses going on the market. And one of the reasons is, and meant to mention this too, is with the forbearance programs coming to an end across the country, you're going to see more homes coming on the market from that as well. So if you're a buyer, more homes from the forbearance program, that's going to help out. Keep in mind, this is not going to be an overwhelming run of foreclosures going on the market. I think I saw something that said 90% of homes in the forbearance program that they're going to have issues have at least 10% equity in the house. So most of those houses, if they decide that they want to sell because there's an issue, they're going to still walk away with some money. So you're not going to get this for a foreclosure rate. They're still going to command, market value for the house. They're still going to get market value for the house. So just keep that in mind. The good news is there's just going to be more to pick from, which is great news. So as we go over the next 6 months to 12 months into next year, we're going to see more and more inventory come back on. We're going to see the buyer pool, stay with us. It's not going to completely dwindle away. I think the rates are going to steadily climb, but I don't think it's going to be astronomical. I really think that things are in place right now to kind of alleviate and kind of, let's say, stabilize the real estate market as it stands right now. It's still going to be technically a seller's market. So if you're looking to sell a house, this is still a great time. If you price it right, look right, you're going to get a good price for your house. It's still a seller's market. However, the buyers have a little bit better power than they had. Sellers are still in the driver's seat, and I think things are going to continue to improve in those respects as we head into the beginning part of next week. So next year, I should say. So don't get it twisted. When I say, yeah, the market has definitely changed, market has changed. You can't just, I joke that you could write for sale on my forehead and have me stand out front and I could get you 25 offers in an hour. We can't really, we can't do that anymore. Not with this forehead. I'll have to rent Peyton Manning's forehead, maybe. But anyway, it's different. That's a different story too. But like I said, so the market has changed. We got to get back to business, back to basics. If we're selling your house, got to get back to basics regarding real estate. But still a strong market. We're still going to do great as far as the number of homes sold in 2021. On the whole, 2022 looks to be another very strong year as well. So those are the changes. That's where we are. If you want to talk more about it, if you're thinking about making a move this fall, because fall is a great time to get motivated buyers if you're looking to sell your home, and get a motivated seller if you're looking to buy a home. This is the time. 470-233-4409. I have rambled for long enough. And if you made it to the end of this, thank you. I'll talk to you. Steve, Malone Realty Group, EXP. Bye.